Hello, Star Citizens, and welcome back to another episode of Last Resort Gaming. Today we're going to take a look at the Cutlass Red. After my Reclaimer acquisition, I couldn't hold back on this. I couldn't help myself. For $20 for the upgrade, I thought that's unbelievable. And I got this again for some very specific reasons. Now that they're starting to flesh out some of the specifics of the PU and some of the other gameplay mechanics, regarding how you're gonna, handle your health and taking damage and such. I think this is really going to be a good investment. Although you can apparently take out the medical equipment and haul cargo with it, 120 units. So not quite a freelancer, you know, but definitely able to at least make a haul. It doesn't have the top turret, but it does have apparently a slightly more advanced version of the docking collar. It's a docking collar plus. And we're going to check out some of the other specs here side by side in a minute. But it does not have the top turret, nor does it have the hard points to attach missiles. Whereas the Cutlass Black doesn't have missiles, but it does have the hard points. What it does have is it has 4 gun slots. It has the bottom cantered turret, which you can put 2 guns on, and that will be, controlled from I guess the pilot seat. But then the other 2 are mounted on the wings, and they're more or less fixed. They may be actuating, but what comes stock are that it still has this Joker sucker punch distortion cannon, same as the Avenger, same as the other Cutlass, the Cutlass Black, and the Cutlass Blue also has this. They're standard on all of them as of right now. But let's get down there and take a look at it. I was just up here thinking, man, it's going to be so nice when I can see the Reclaimer model in there.
With the owner of the Constellation, the Cutlass Red Tag ID 43BN274. Please contact the administration office.
So as you can see, the cockpit is a little more refined looking than the Cutlass Black, but nowhere near as shapely as the blue version. It's almost a completely different cockpit on the blue, but the red looks a little more robust and refined. Now that they did already say on the website they know it's overly glossy. Some of the reflective surfaces are a little bit high. And this down here, this is a fixed gun on one of those. I guess that's a 1A styled mount, and that neutron gun isn't even colored, properly. It's just a placeholder. And then up there, I guess, is where you'd have your Joker sucker punch cannons. Also, there's notches in the wings on this version. The other 2 versions don't have these searchlight notches, so there's a lot more lighting up there on the top, big searchlights. But other than that, the body is pretty much the same. Underneath here, though, you'll notice that the docking collar is not on the bottom. It doesn't have that same one. I do believe that where the top turret is where the docking collar is going to be, unless that sticker is a placeholder to remind them to put a docking collar there. Other than that, there's still only one button to open the ramp in the back. And that is on the right leg. Now we're going to go up in here and check this out. I really do like the colors, though. The fire truck ambulatory emergency services type colors. So as you can see, now like I said, they already have announced that the glossiness is going to be diminished and kind of fixed, but there's already racks for 8, 10 if you count the surgery beds, and we've still got these little jump seats here and some other containers, and the turret button is there, but I think this is the docking collar. I don't know, what else they're going to put in. Obviously, this hasn't all been completely 100% done yet, but I am in love with it. That that's obviously waste. I think that says waste, but this looks like a morgue door. But no, I didn't buy this to do search and rescue missions explicitly. I bought the Reclaimer to do those types of operations. Use that ship, what it's designed for, as a way to turn a profit. But I bought this as a way of personal preservation. Not really as an insurance policy, but just to have this thing around and be able to maybe prolong your character's lifespan. And those are your buddies, of course. But the cockpit, pretty much the same. I'll hop up in here real quick for you guys. Like I said, I know about the glossiness. But yeah, you can see it still has the fans for each of the pilots, but the just the struts and the bar work has been a little bit redone, and they may integrate this into the black. I have no idea. So far, my only critique is up there at the front, the other seat. That secondary support bar for the canopy really kind of gets in the way for this fella here. But it's the only way that you're going to get in here. You can't climb in if they didn't have the gap on the side to allow access. But yeah, you can see that I don't think it's going to be a problem. Your eye should be able to fill in the gap when you're moving around. Plus you're going to be looking around, but I'm not sure what they intend to be the pilot seat. The rear seat has more frontal visibility, but it also has some other problems. But I actually think that you should be able to fly it from both. It looks like completely integrated Rio controls, so I don't see why they should. That's the other thing is when in the dual like Rio or dual cockpit tandem type seating. Obviously not the the X82 or the 82X or the 89X, whatever the runabout that Origin comes with, the 890 Jump comes with. That thing, that thing does not have. Obviously, it's just like a little coupe that you can Origin Miata that you can run around on. Yeah, and they need to fix the animation for that too. You can't climb through yet. But man, I am in love with the Cutlass. And with the Avenger already having the prisoner transport section, I don't need a baton and handcuffs. I'm sure they'll be in the game. That's pretty cool, though. That already lets you speculate on the gameplay mechanic involved there. Because if you're not shooting them with a stun gun, you're gonna have to go up and whack them with a stun baton, and then you're gonna have to apply restraints. And then I guess that you'll be able to escort them or walk them or order them to go to your ship and get a cell, or you'll put them in there and then you'll transport them to the destination. So you'll be able to do that with an Avenger. You won't be able to carry as many, and you won't be able to carry the cargo, but you got to remove the other systems anyways. Whether you got the prisoner cells or the medical systems, you're going to have to remove that, but 120 cargo is 120 cargo. The other thing that I want to talk about is the power to weight ratio on the Cutlass. The Cutlass is, as of right now, the two TR4s, and its size is really just a little bit bigger than a 325, and that's a fact. I think it only has like not even 9,000 kilograms, but it's got two TR4s. And then the Avenger has one TR5, but it comes stocked with one TR4, I believe. Its real deficiency is in maneuvering thrusters. and I guess hard points for that, in which 300 series has got them beat in every way. But that's the other thing I'm so super excited to see are the Avenger variants. They've already announced their second tier ships. They're just finishing it up, on being able to put them up for the concept sale, and then we'll get to see the gray boxes. I've already seen a gray box for the Reclaimer next to like the Freelancer and a Gladius and a Constellation, and that may be again subject to change. But from what I understand, that's pretty close to being, what's going to be in engine. And I don't know if anybody else has seen that. You can probably Google it or find it on the RSI, archives. But I think Reddit had it. But if you check that out, the Reclaimer is gonna be really big, just really, really big. So yeah, other than a Drake Herald, there aren't really too many other ships that I'm thinking about grabbing before the game comes out. Man, it kind of reminds me of the what was that? The F7 Crusader. Yeah, that thing, the nose on that. Although that wasn't Rio seating. The only thing I might suggest is that before launch, take the Rio seating, compress the length, and raise up the seats a little bit. I think we also, if you look, the HUD on the lower seat is clipping. Let's run up in there real quick. You can climb the ladder from the outside. I already tried that. Oh, and you get the advanced scanner and tractor beam from the start with this package. Oh, come on, we can get in there. I know you can. I know you can. We can clip it.
Personal storage lockers are available for use on floor 3 outside of the control center.
Yeah, right here. So we're gonna have to fix that. I'm pretty sure that's gonna interfere with the pressurization of the cabin, if we even have any. Because in the video, that may be what this door is for. It may only pressurize the hold. Because if you notice the female pilot, which, oh my gosh, I gotta say, I just love that they made the pilot a female. That was of course very whatever. With the Tango, it was great. It was just great. It was great. It was so great. It was exactly what they needed to market the Cutlass. Because the pirate that slits your throat and takes your cargo is going to be a chick anyway, so. Alright, but yeah, you see what I'm saying here? I think you could raise the seat, don't raise that. This must be the pilot console, and that's well, they have one too. Yeah, either one's going to be able to be pilotable, but you need to pull this back. Pull back the secondary seat and compress it. Take this gap out here. That would be my suggestion. You could still leave if you took off the back of that seat and half of the front ledge there, the lip. I think you would give the guy in front a better view. He wouldn't be clipping into this anymore, and you wouldn't really have to move the guy in the back at all. Other than that, maybe one jump seat. Nah, you're right. Keep the jump seats in the pressurized cabin. This has got to be pressurized up here. You have to be able to walk through the door and interact with a pilot or take control. And that's really purple, really fuchsia, super bright, super bright. But I gotta tell you, man, the Cutlass Red, look at that. That is cool, 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 cool. I'm sure that the blue is equally awesome. Plus, you already know that it's got the offensive capabilities, but it's kind of a thing, I don't need the redundancy. And this is the first medical ship that's also happens to be, not much bigger or smaller than a heavy fighter. That's necessito for sure. I don't need to go get a hull C when I want to get patched up. I want something I can just get in and get out of there. So yeah, back to the power to weight ratio. The two TR4s on this with the size, they may adjust the mass again one more time, but the Avenger has less mass than a 325A. Okay, it has less mass than a 315 for the exploration. It has less mass than a 300i. They may adjust that with the variants because it kind of looks like it might have more, but at the same time, the inside, if the inside is hollow like that, we'll see. We'll see what they come up with. But the one TR5, and it comes stock with a 4 as of right now, and I'll go to that right here in a minute. That thing is going to be fast. It's got to be fast. Obviously not as maneuverable, but speed is good. I think speed is good. If a Hornet is only going 200, if that thing can go 270 or 275, say, not quite able to, it can keep up with, but not quite able to maintain an M50 or a 350R. I think you'll be able to outrun stuff. But the Cutlass, we're gonna crunch some numbers here in a minute. But and the rescue one especially, because it does have a slightly different power plant, and we don't know the stats for that yet. But I do know that it includes 2 TR4s, and it's not much heavier than Freelancer. So I think that it's going to be able to go at least 220. That would be my guess. 210 maybe 210. But if the RSI Aurora is going 150, this thing's got to go faster than 150.
Please be advised of imminent adverse weather conditions.
Right, so real quick, let's look at the Cutlass Red. 36,000 kilograms with 2 TR4s. Now mass-wise, this is the heaviest of the 3 ships we're going to look at. So the Freelancer comes with 2 TR5s, but it only gives you 2 TR4s stock. But it's a whole 10,000 kilograms lighter than the Cutlass Red, right? And then finally, I want to look at the F7C tracker, the Hornet tracker. That only comes with 1 TR4, and it's still 22,000 kilograms. And to start with, it only gives you a TR3. So I think that the Cutlass is going to not be as fast as a Freelancer, but definitely going to be as fast as, maybe 10 meters per second slower than a tracker, Hornet tracker. But yeah, as far as speculating on the Avenger variants, I think they pretty much made it known they're going to do a trainer variant, and I think that would be cool, because then one guy can fly and one guy can gun, if they allow that, or they've got to allow that. Somebody can at least take care of missiles, and the other guy takes care of the actual shooting. So, especially with that cannon turret down there. One guy can call for guns that way. Plus with the berth in there, and now the crew is just 1, that's what it says, the crew is 1, but if they have a trainer, the crew might be 2. But even with the crew of 1, it looks like you could carry a passenger. There's no way that you can't get a guy and have him lay down in there. You know what I mean? Or if they're already in restraints, obviously you're going to be able to carry a few people. But if you can remove the containment cells from the Cutlass Blue, and they've already announced that, surely you're going to, if you keep the stock version that's got this, a 1-seater with a berth and 4 containment cells, you'll be able to pull these out. Pretty sure you're going to be able to pull those out. And I guess that would give you the 32 cargo capacity, or maybe 36 or something. Who knows? But again, still a little bit. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this first look at the Cutlass Red. As soon as the Avenger variants come out and the Reclaimer's in engine, we'll be showcasing that too. I know that there are some other Cutlass videos out there, but anybody has any comments, be sure to post them and subscribe to Last Resort Gaming. Thanks for tuning in, guys.